Say Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai, Brakata Yahweh, Brakata Yahushai. First and foremost, want to give our praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders who rule well at Great Millstone. And a blessed sanitation to the Akyams in the four corners of the earth who pushing the gospel and sincerity, truth, shalom. Right, this evening I want to touch on this topic. I was browsing through Facebook a little earlier in the evening, and I see one of my friend list post this article, right? And when I was reading the comments, I seen a lot of madness, people going out for their own understanding, not understanding, not having to understand the scriptures, and don't have the understanding these parables and these mystery. So the Spirit moved me to do a lesson and to edify the church, right? It said the Bible say, right? This would say the Bible say that Adam and Eve were the first two human, right? The first two human, right? So the Bible never say Adam and Eve was the first two human. So there's a straight cut. It never say that, right? And you won't find the word human in the Bible, right? So it said the Bible say Adam and Eve were the first two human and born Cain and Abel, after which Cain slew Abel, right? That's correct. So Adam and Eve, Eve they'll bear Cain and Abel for Adam, right? It said it then say Cain went to live among the people in the land of Nod, right? So it said, where did the people in the land of Nod came from? So it's a question, but when I look at the comments, these jigs going off. These jigs don't have the understanding they're going off. So the Spirit moved me to do a lesson, to edify the church, especially for the young brothers who now coming in, gonna read these scriptures and want to understand how is the scene is Adam and Eve, and where Cain how Cain could go and find a wife. When you reading in the scripture, they're saying it was mentioned about Adam and Eve because it's a mystery. This is a mystery that was only given to what the men of the Lord, the prophets, the chosen men of the Lord, and the elect, mainly the elect. It was given to them to understand these mystery, right? So we can get on into this lesson. Right, this is Matthew chapter 13, verse start from verse 10. He said, and the disciple came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? So Yahushua disciple come and ask Yahushua, why speakest to the people in parables, the other Israelites, right? He said, verse 11, and he answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mystery of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. The mystery of the kingdom of heaven was given to who? The elect, starting with the 144,000, which is the prophets, the governors, and the 1/3, the believers who going to believe these scriptures and repent and turn back. They're going to get this mystery. They're going to understand. Right, because it was given to them to understand it from before the foundation of the earth, right? It was given to them, right? This is Colossians, right? This is Colossians chapter 1, verse 25. He said, wherefore I am made a minister according to the dispensation of the power of Yahweh, which is given to me for you to fulfill the words of the Most High. Right? Verse 26, he said, even the mystery is a mystery, even the mystery which had been hid from age and from generation. So this was hid. A lot of people say the Bible contradicted itself because of mystery. The Most High got to give this understanding to you. The Most High got to open up your mind to understand this. Right? The Most High got to lead your foot into a man, the Lord, to teach you this mystery. Right? Even the mystery which had been hid from ages and from generation, but now is made manifest to his saints. Is made manifest to his saints. Who's the saints of the Most High? You so-called Negroes, Latins, and Native American Indian. But it didn't manifest to the whole nation of Israel. It only manifested the elect of the nation of Israel. To get this understanding, right? To only manifest to them, right? The saints is the Israelites. Let me get this quick. Psalms 144, right? Salakia, Psalms 148 verse 14. He said, he also exalt the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints. He said, even of the children of Israel, a people near unto him, praise ye the Lord Yahweh. So the Israelites is the saints, right? And this knowledge, this mystery only was given to the elect, right? It was only given to the elect. And we could prove that quick too, right? This is Romans, right? So it's only the elect gonna understand it. Only the prophets gonna have these mysteries to break it down, to give the understanding. Right? This is Romans 11 and 7. What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election had obtained it, and the rest were blinded. So the elect can obtain it, and the rest is gonna be blinded. 2/3 of people gonna be blind, right? That's why they got all this crazy breakdown on Facebook, because a mystery wasn't given to them, right? So it was manifest unto who? The prophets, right? The elect, right? This is Romans 16 and 25. He said, now to him that is of power to establish you according to my gospel and the preaching of Yahushua Mashiach, according to the revelation of the mystery, the revealing of the mystery. What revelation mean? Reveal, right? It's according to the revelation of the mystery, which was kept secret since the world began. Which was kept secret since the world began. So these is parables. So we're gonna break it down now to give the understanding of these parables, right? It said, but now is made manifest, and by the scriptures of the prophets, right? According to the commandments of the everlasting power Yahweh, made known to all nations for the obedience of faith, right? Starting with the Israelites, because the Israel made up of 12 nations, right? Speaking to the Israelites, right? This is all about the Israelites. You so-called Negroes, Latins, and Native American Indian. This is all about you, right? Right. This is Amos, right? This is Amos chapter 3 verse 7, right? Amos chapter 3 verse 7. Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing but revealeth his secret unto his servants the prophets. So the Most High revealed this secret unto his prophets. So we're gonna get on into this lesson now, right? We can go into Genesis 1 and 20, right? To show that all the nations were created in the beginning. They were created in the beginning, right? It was not just Adam and Eve alone. Adam and Eve had parents too, right? This is Genesis 1 and 20, right? He said, and the powers said, let the water bring forth abundantly the moving creature that had life, and fowl that may fly above the earth in the open firmament of the heavens, right? So when you go into this word creation, Salaki, when you go into this word creature, this word go back to creation, because the word creature come from the word creation, right? So when you go into that, you're gonna see that, hey, this speaking about man, right? Because man was created on the 5th day. This speaking about man. The beasts, the different kind of beasts were created on the 6th day, right? So we can go into the word creature, right? We can go into the Blue Letter Bible, right? And I'm gonna show you something that this thing is a mystery, right? It is a mystery, right? So it say this is Genesis 1 and 20. It say, and the powers said, let the waters bring forth abundantly the moving creature that had life, right? A moving creature that had life, man have life, these animals have life too. So the word creature go back to what? Creation, right? So we get it in Genesis, right? Genesis 1 and 20, right? So we go into the word, because you gotta understand too, the Bible is written in what? In Hebrew and also in Greek. So we gotta go into these words to get the understanding, right? Right. So we go to the word creature, right? So I go to the word right? Moving creature, right? It's a create creature moving, right? That's what it say here, right? This is let's see the Greek word.
Strong's H 5315. Nephesh.
Naphish. Right. So the creature is naphish, right? It's a soul, it's a self, it's a life, it's a creature, person, appetite, it's a mind, living being, desire, emotional, passion. He said that which breatheth, the breathing substance of being, or being, soul, the inner being of man, living being, right? And we can prove that even more by through the scriptures, right? So, right, it says the water bring forth abundantly the moving creatures that had life, right? Look at this here now. This is Mark chapter 16, verse 15, right? And this is the Messiah speaking, because in red writing, right? This is the Messiah speaking. Hear what the Messiah say. Mark chapter 16, verse 15. And he said unto them, go ye into all the world, go ye into all the world, right? And preach the gospel to every creature. So we know he's not speaking about going to speak to animals. He said, go ye into all the world and speak the gospel and preach the gospel to every creature. Because the Israelites scattered in all the world. The Israelites scattered in all the nation. That was one of our courses of breaking the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We scatter among all the nation. So this is what Yahweh Shai is saying. So he not sending the prophets to go and preach to no animals. So hear it again. Mark chapter 16, verse 15. And he said unto them, go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. Right? So we can go into the blue letter now with this word creature again. Right? Into the New Testament, right? We go into the New Testament, Mark 16 and 15. Right? So we get some more understanding. Right? Mark 16 and 15. Right? But creature, right? Go to the word creature. See the different name for the word creature. This is the Greek, right? It's a kitish, right? Kitish.
Strong's G 2937. Catesis,
right? Catesis, right? It's the act of a founding, establishing, building, etc. The act of creating, creation. So man was created, right? Man was created, right? Creation, etc. Thing created of individual things, being a creature, a creation. Anything creates. So man was created, right? It's after the rabbinical uses by which a man convert from idolatry to Judaism was called, right? So it's a creation, right? Go to this next Strong's G 2935, right? It's to make habitable, to people, a place, region, island. It said to found a city, colony, state, to create of God creating the worlds, of God creating the worlds. And the word world go back to what? Nation, people, right? The word world go back to nation, people, right? Let me get a quick precept with that to back it up too, right? This is all right. This is Hebrews chapter 11 verse 3. He said through faith we understand that the worlds, worlds, the nations were framed by the word of the Most High, right, or by the powers, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. So the world go back to nations, right? Go back to nations. So it shows that it's speaking about people, because the Messiah said, "Go into the world and preach the gospel to the creatures, to every creature." So he's not saying go and preach to no animals, right? So this speaking about people, right? All right, we can get a next precept, right? James, right? We can go to James. We come into this, and we go to James, right? We can get James. Where James at? All right. We can get James 1 and 18, right? So this is James. Right, this is James 1 and 18, right? This is James chapter 1 verse 18. He said, "Of his own will begot he us with the word of truth, that we the Israelite should be a kind of first fruit of his creatures." Right? So man is known as creature because the word creature comes from the word creation, mean a created thing, right? So James 1 and 18, right? So we go to this word. Right? It said the Greek word is kitisma.
Strong's G 2938. Kitisma.
Right? A thing from creating. Right? So read back again. He said James 1 and 18. He said, "Of his own will begot he us with the word of truth, that we should be a kind of first fruit of his creature." Of his creature. So man is known as creatures also, right? Man also known as creature, right? You go back to the same Strong's 2935, right? So go back to the same thing, right? So to make habitable to people, a place, region, island, to form a city, colony, state, to create. It said of God creation, of God creating the worlds, right? More than one, right? So it's showing that man also was known as a creature, right? Because creature go back to the meaning of the word creation, right? This is even the Messiah was known as a creature too, right? And we can show you that in the Bible too, right? It's Colossians chapter 1 verse 14. He said, "In whom we have redemption through his blood," speaking about the Messiah, right, which he named is Yahushai, "even forgiveness of sin." Right, this for the Israelites, right? Mainly the elect of the nation of Israel, because 2/3 of people are gonna be destroyed on the side, right? He said, verse 15, "Who is the image of the invisible power?" So Yahushai is the image of the invisible power, which is Yahweh, right? He said, "The firstborn of every creature." Yahushua is the firstborn of every creature. So the word creature go back to creation. So in Genesis 1 and 20 is where all the nation were created. In Genesis 1 and 20, right? If we go to this, in Genesis 1 and 20 is where all the nation were created, right? So this is a mystery that only revealed to the prophets, right? The men of the Lord, the sincere men of the Lord, who can teach us what is sincerity and truth. The men who can fear Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, right? Salakia is 1 of 15, Colossians 1 of 15. Right? So Colossians 1 of 15, who is the image of the invisible power, which is Yahushai, the firstborn of every creature. Right? You go to the word creature there, you see the same Greek word, katia.
Strong's G 2937. Catesis.
Catesis. Right? Catesis, right? It's the act of founding, the establishment, building, etc. You go back to the same thing, act of creation. Right? We go to Strong's. So like we go to Strong's Numbers 29:35. It go back to the same thing. You see, instead of God creating the worlds, right? It go back to the same thing, right? So we can go back to Genesis, right? I wonder if I got something else to show too, right? This is go to this dictionary, right? This online dictionary, right? I put in the word creature, right? It's a noun, creature, plural, creatures, right? It's a created thing, whether animate or inanimate, a creation, right? A creation. It's a living being, an animal or human, right? So a man is also known as a creature because he was created, right? He was created, right? Right? So we go back to Genesis 1 and 20, right? This is Genesis chapter 1 verse 20. And the power said, let the water bring forth abundantly the moving creature that had life, and fowls that may fly above the earth. He said, in the opening firmament of heaven. So there's where these nations were created on the 5th day, right? And we got more proof to that too, right? These nations were created on the 5th day, right? This is second Ezra chapter 3, right, verse 4. He said, O Lord Yahweh, who bearest rule, thou speakest at the beginning when thou didst plant the earth, and that thyself alone, and commandest the people. He commandest the people. Why didn't he command Adam and Eve? He commandest the people, because all the world's nation were created on the 5th day. Genesis 1 and 20, right? The word creature go back to creation, right? Second Ezra chapter 6, start with verse 47. He said, upon the 5th day thou saidest unto the 7th part, where the water were gathered, that it should bring forth living creatures, fowl and fish. And so it came to pass. Verse 48. For the dumb water and without life brought forth living things at the commandment of the Most High, that all people might praise thy wondrous works. So the nations then were created in the beginning on the 5th day. They were created on the 5th day, when they said the water bring forth abundantly the moving creatures. These nations were created, right? But the Most High set Adam as Lord over all these nations in the garden, right? And we can get more into that, right? We can get into that now, right? This is we can get into that, right? So this is a mystery, is that only the elect gonna get, right? The men that the Most High choose to get this mystery, who He give it to, they would get it, right? This is Ezekiel verse 31, right? Salakia chapter 31. This is Ezekiel chapter 31 verse 6. He said, all the fowls of heaven made their nests in his broth, and under his branches did all beasts of the field bring forth their young, and under his shadow dwell all great nations. He's speaking about men, he's speaking about nation. because this other nation is known as beasts. Because they don't have the laws of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. The law was given to the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latin, Native American, Indian. This is why these nations eat rat. They want to sleep with dogs. They want to marry tree. The Most High refer to the other nation as beasts, and 2/3 of people living as beasts right now because they're following these heathens, right? Says Exodus, Salakia, Ezekiel 31:6. All the fowls of heaven made their nests in his broad, and under his branches did all beasts of the field bring forth their young, and under his shadow, which is Adam, under his shadow dwell all great nation. Right? Verse 7. Thus was he feared in his greatness, in the length of his branches, for his root were by great waters. Yeah, his root by was great water, because Adam was given the laws. Right? He said, verse 8, they said the sedges in the garden of the power Yahweh could not hide him. The fir tree were not like his broad, and the chestnut trees were not like his branches, nor any tree in the garden of the Most High like unto him in his beauty. So this tree was speaking about men, and we can prove it. This tree was speaking about men. They got trees is symbolic for men, and they got literal trees. But these trees here was speaking about men, right? And we can prove it, right? This is Mark, right? Mark chapter 8, right? This is Mark chapter 8, verse 23. It said, and he took the blind man by the hand and lead him out of the town, and when he had spit on his eyes and put his hands upon him, he asked him if he saw aught. Verse 24, this is the point, verse 24. And he looked up and said, I see men as trees walking. So men is symbolic for tree, right? Men is symbolic for tree. The trees that is speaking here in the garden was speaking about men, right? It's speaking about men, right? This is Psalms, right? Psalms chapter 1 verse 3. And he shall be like a tree, and he, the key word, shall be like a tree planted by the rivers of water, that bringeth forth his fruit in his season. The fruit is the children, right? His leaf also shall not wither, and whatsoever he, key word again, do it shall prosper, right? So speaking the trees symbolic for men, right? So we go back into Ezekiel 31:8. He said the cedar tree, the cedar in the garden of the power Yahweh could not hid him. The fir trees were not like his broad, and the chestnut trees were not like his branches, nor any tree in the garden of the power Yahweh was like unto him in his beauty. So this tree go back to the different nations were created in the beginning. All the nations were created on the 5th day, right? Verse 9, here this one, verse 9, he said, I have made him fear by the multitude of his branches, speaking about Adam, right? So that all the trees of Eden that were in the garden of the power Yahweh envy him. Come on, now this is common sense. So we know tree can't envy a man. We know tree can't envy a man. So we just read in Mark chapter 8 verse 24 that the tree is symbolic to men. So this other nation was envying Adam because Adam was to rule over these nations. They envy him because he was beautiful. He had the wisdom. He had the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and he was righteous, right? He was right. He was beautiful. You know, all these other nations envy him. So Genesis 1:20 is where all these other nations create. That's why Cain could leave the Garden of Eden and go to the land of Nab and find a wife, because he went to another nation and get a wife. These nations were created in the beginning, right? All these nations were created in the beginning, right? So we know tree don't envy a man, right? So that's why Cain could go and find a wife, right? because other nations were created in the beginning too. On the fifth day, all these nations were created, right? That's why it's Genesis 4:16. It says, and Cain went out from the presence of the Lord Yahweh. And what they say to, right? I'll read up more and get some understanding to, right? This is I start from verse 10. Genesis 4:10, right? Hear what Cain say, right? He said, What hast thou done? The voice of thy brother blood crieth unto me from the ground. And now art thou cursed from the earth, which has opened her mouth to receive thy brother blood from thy hand. When thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth heal unto thee, or strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shall thou be in the earth. Right? This is why you so called white people creating all the GMO food, because the earth not gonna bring food nothing for you when you plant it. Right? It said verse 12. He said Salakia verse 13. And Cain, here they say, right? He said, and Cain said unto the Lord Yahweh, my punishment is great, that I cannot bear. Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone who came talking about it, and everyone came talking about the other nation were created in the fifth day, right? Here it says again, right? Behold, thou hast driven me out this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond in the earth. And it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. So who gonna find Cain and slay Cain? Because they had other nations were created. All the nations were created on the fifth day. Genesis 1:20. And the water shall bring forth abundantly the moving creature. The word creature go back to what? A created thing. Creation. Cain himself say it. But like I said, this mystery was only given to the prophets, the elect of the nation of Israel. The 144,000 and 1/3 men and women who gonna believe in Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai, right? So it's verse 15. And the Lord said unto him, therefore whosoever slay Cain. So whosoever slay Cain, so they had more people there, that more nation, right? They had the other nation there, because all the nation were created on the fifth day. So they had the other nation there, right? He said, and the Lord Yahweh said unto Cain, therefore whosoever slay Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. Finish at taken on him sevenfold. So they had other nation there, right? He said, and the Lord set a mark upon Cain, lest any man finding him should kill him. Lest any man find him should kill him. So that other nation there. And the mark that we set on Cain is because you white devil have no melanin in your skin. The most I strip your melanin out your skin because you are the devil. Right? Verse 16. And Cain went out from the presence of the Lord Yahweh, and dwelt in the land of Nob, on the east side of Edom, on the east side of Eden. Right? It said, and Cain knew his wife, and she conceived and bare Enoch, and he built a city, and called the name of the city after the name of his son Enoch. Right? So that other nation day, on the fifth day, all the nation were created. Right? This is Genesis chapter 5 verse 1. This is the book of the generation of Adam, in the day that the power created man in the likeness of the powers, make he him. Male and female created he them, and called and blessed them, and called their, the possessive pronoun their, more than one, their, 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 more than one. Their names Adam in the day when they were created. So Adam had family. Adam had mother and father. There was the Adamite family, right? Then they had the other nations. All the nations were created on the fifth day. All the worlds were created on the fifth day, right? So this is the mystery that was revealed unto only the elect of the nation of Israel, to teach the true doctrine of Yahweh B'Ashem Yahushai, And with that, hope this lesson was edifying. I want to give our praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders who rule well at Great Millstone, and a blessed sanitation to the Akyums in the four corners of the earth who pushing the gospel in sincerity and truth. Shalom.